The basketball gene, I've completely and fully passed off to Gianna. She's got it. We have to have so much energy. I go to practice and I train and I play the game and I come home and I'd be sore and I'd be tired. And she wants to go swimming. She wants me to take her to the park. She wants to just jump on my back or whatever the case may be. You can't say, I'm too tired. You gotta have a boy. You and V gotta have a boy, man. Have somebody carry on the tradition, the legacy. She's like, oh, I got this.
And he said that his wife, Vanessa, really wanted to try again for a boy, but was sort of jokingly concerned that it would be another girl. And I was like, 4 girls, are you joking? Like, what would you think? How would you feel? He said, I would have 5 more girls if I could. I'm a girl dad.
And can be great basketball players, great athletes, just like boys can.
I have 4 girls. So my mission is to make sure women have opportunities.
She wants to know if you can beat me yet. That makes her even more competitive than I am.
Second-generation stars, they're all the rage in sports these days. Just look at basketball's Prince, Bronny James, or the son of Shaq, Shareef O'Neal, or Scottie Pippen Jr. These young ballers are all talented individuals with a seemingly impossible task before them. They must carry on the legacies of their legendary NBA dads. There's a lot of talk about sons following their father's NBA footsteps. Basketball legends needing a son, a male heir to ascend to their NBA throne. It's never quite that simple. If we look at Bronny James as an example, the entire basketball world's watching his every move, every bucket, every assist, and every mistake Bronny makes on an NBA court is gonna make the news. That's all because of who his dad is. That pressure is insane. Keeping the legacy alive is surely worth that pressure, though. And for one of the greatest players to ever step on the hardwood, who needs a son when a daughter can carry on the legacy just as well? Just as well? How about even better? That's how Kobe Bryant saw his daughters, all 4 of them, of course, as the Black Mamba famously referred to himself as a girl dad. He couldn't have been prouder. Kobe loved his kids just like he played the game, by giving his all. But even so, deep down, did Bryant wish he had a son to pass on his basketball wisdom to? Kobe Bryant never needed a son because in Gianna, Kobe had an heir to his basketball throne. And while some fathers are accused of pressuring their offspring to carry on the family game, Gigi was all for becoming the next basketball Bryant in a line of legends.
The best thing that happens is when we go out and fans will come up to me and she'll be standing next to me and they'll be like, hey, you gotta have a boy. You and V gotta have a boy, man. Have somebody carry on the tradition, the legacy. She's like, oh, I got this.
Let's not forget that Kobe himself is a second-generation star, so he knows a thing or two about carrying on a legacy. Kobe's dad, Joe Jelly Bean Bryant, was an NBA player back in the 70s and 80s. Kobe knows all about the pressure that comes with being the child of a professional basketball player. You might think that'd steer Kobe away from placing the same pressure on his daughter, yet the Black Mamba, one of the most competitive, determined, and downright talented basketball players of all time, fully trusted in his daughter to carry on his legacy and live up to the Bryant name. After all, he called Gigi Mambacita. It's not just a cute nickname and a nod to dear old dad. Mambacita symbolized Gigi's similar work ethic, confidence, desire, and determination to be great at the game. Gianna Bryant absorbed the game of basketball just as any NBA legend would hope their son would do. Perhaps she absorbed it even better. Perhaps she knew she would have to because the odds were against her from the start, and only because of her gender. Gigi would fall in love with the game and study all things basketball. She'd even analyze games with her dad. She would practice with the same fire her dad did. For Kobe Bryant, having a son or daughter didn't make a difference. He had Gigi, and he couldn't have asked for a more suitable successor when it came to his reign as a sporting legend. Boy, girl, who cares? Kobe didn't. The Black Mamba didn't actually push his daughter toward the game. It was something that happened naturally. Before Gianna started making waves as a young player, hogging highlight reels with her own version of her dad's signature fadeaway, it all started for Mambacita with a different game.
She started out playing soccer, which is one of my favorite sports as well, but then when she asked about learning the game of basketball, and then I started teaching her piece by piece, and she started enjoying it and loved it, and now she plays every day.
The Lakers legend became a coach for Gigi and other players, and it's something that Kobe valued immensely. While many former NBA stars get into coaching the men's game, Bryant championed the girls. He set an example. He made a serious statement. Kobe took it upon himself to push his daughter. Once Gigi showed an interest in the game, the former MVP ran with it. He instilled the same work ethic that got him to the NBA in his daughter. When watching Kobe coach his daughter, it was so clear Kobe was loving every second of the experience. But it was also clear that Bryant was passing on every bit of basketball wisdom he had. He dedicated himself to Gigi's development as a young basketball talent, and it paid off big time. It was, of course, about more than just teaching Gianna the pick and roll, but luckily for Kobe, Gigi Bryant most definitely inherited the world-famous Mamba mentality. It wasn't something he needed to teach her.
Her temperament is a lot like mine. You know, she's extremely competitive, very fiery, and backs down from no challenge. So she has a mixture. It's a good mix of me and a good mix of her mama. So that makes her even more competitive than I am.
Gianna Bryant's play on the court was so impressive, she started to become known not just as Kobe's daughter, but as a future star, one with big-time WNBA potential. Basketball fans started paying attention to Gigi's on-court play, uploading highlight videos to YouTube and praising her game on social media. And it wasn't just fans bigging Gigi up either. Even those established names in the game, such as WNBA star Jewel Lloyd, couldn't help but be in awe of Bryant's little girl on the court. If Kobe had a son, then none of this would have been surprising. That says something about the way we as a society perceive the daughters of elite athletes. We expect the traditional footstep following from the sons, but from the daughters, it's almost always a shock. With Gigi, though, it was more inspiring than surprising. Maybe that's because when you really think about it, any child of Kobe's, whatever the gender, always had a good chance of succeeding at the game of basketball. It was clear that in Gigi, Kobe had a daughter more than capable of taking his legacy to a new generation. What some people underestimated, though, was that the impact of the Kobe-Gigi relationship outside the game. In a society that often forces sons to follow fathers and daughters to find their own way, Kobe redefined what it meant to be a girl dad. The Black Mamba started a movement, one that had almost nothing to do with basketball. In the months that followed Kobe's passing, fathers around the world took to social media with the hashtag #GirlDad in Kobe's memory. GirlDad trended everywhere, and suddenly, fathers had more reason to celebrate their roles in their daughters' lives. The bond between Kobe Bryant and Gigi inspired millions, and will continue to do so for years to come. It's a testament to just how powerful the love between Kobe and Gigi really was. After the tragic accident that claimed the lives of both Kobe and Gianna, ESPN reported Elle Duncan recalled a conversation with a former Lakers star that accurately summed up Kobe's feelings on not having a son.
He said that his wife, Vanessa, really wanted to try again for a boy, but was sort of jokingly concerned that it would be another girl. And I was like, 4 girls, are you joking? Like, what would you think? How would you feel? And without hesitation, he said, I would have 5 more girls if I could. I'm a girl dad.
There now exists a changing perspective within the sports world. Being a dad to a young girl can now mean being a coach, a mentor, a trainer. It can now mean that as a father, you can guide your daughter on a journey to becoming an elite athletic talent if that's what they dream for. The heartbreaking truth about all the positivity surrounding the girl dad movement is that it's powered by the heartbreaking death of Kobe and his daughter. Kobe Bryant's not here to see the results of his dedication to the women's game, but his wife Vanessa and their surviving daughters certainly are. Today, Vanessa, Bianca, and Capri carry on the legacy, just as Gigi was once positioned to. They lift up the Bryant name proudly and prominently. One of the ways in which they honor the memory of their loved ones is through the Mamba and Mambacita Sports Foundation, a nonprofit organization determined to promote and support gender equality in sports. This is how Kobe and Gigi's vision is continued.
He's also wearing a WNBA hoodie he wore courtside to the game with Gigi. Kobe was the first NBA player to wear that orange hoodie to a big game, and that was to show his support for Gigi's dreams and for women across all sports. That was a moment he shared with Gigi that will always be a powerful representation of the movement towards equality that was always so important to our family.
Kobe Bryant taught his daughters that they could compete at the same level as the boys. That message inspired a generation. It's changed what it means to leave a legacy. Kobe accomplished everything there was to accomplish in basketball and beyond, but the impact he and Gigi made together may just be his greatest achievement of all. Gigi had her sights set on the big time. Can you name a former NBA player whose daughter made it to the WNBA? If you know your ball history, put their name in the comments below. And don't forget to hit that notification bell, like, and subscribe.